Get ready, crypto fans, because the news cycle is absolutely exploding, and you are not going to want to miss what's hitting the wires today. We've got seismic shifts, game-changing integrations, and institutional money pouring into the space like never before. This is your essential download, your tactical advantage, your front-row seat to the future of finance. Stick around, because the updates we're about to drop are going to change how you see everything. Let's dive in. First up, a major player is making its grand entrance onto the Nasdaq, backed by a prominent name, and it's set to redefine the landscape of digital asset mining. This isn't just another listing. It's a strategic move that signals a new era for high-growth opportunities in a sector that's constantly pushing boundaries. We'll break down exactly what this means for the market and why you need to be paying attention. Then, we're shifting gears to explore why the second-largest cryptocurrency is not just keeping pace, but actually outperforming its biggest rival. We're talking about institutional adoption hitting overdrive, massive inflows, and technical indicators flashing green. Is this the moment we've all been waiting for? We've got the deep dive. And hold on to your hats, because the way we think about Bitcoin might be about to fundamentally change. We're seeing a massive integration with a stablecoin giant, leveraging cutting-edge protocol technology. This could unlock entirely new use cases and bring millions more into the ecosystem. Plus, we'll look at a viral token presale that's capturing massive attention, suggesting a huge appetite for innovation on the Bitcoin network. Finally, we're circling back to that dominant digital asset that's stealing the spotlight. Institutional cash is flowing in, ETFs are seeing record inflows, and analysts are setting sky-high price targets. What's driving this incredible momentum, and could it be outpacing even the most established players? We've got all the angles covered. You do not want to miss this. Hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. Let's get started. A Nasdaq debut for a mining giant. Get ready for a major shakeup in the digital asset mining sector as a prominent, Trump-backed company prepares for its highly anticipated Nasdaq debut. This strategic move is poised to inject significant capital and attention into the evolving crypto mining landscape, potentially setting new benchmarks for high-growth opportunities within the industry. The listing itself is more than just a financial transaction. It represents a significant milestone for a company aiming to be at the forefront of innovation in a rapidly expanding market. American Bitcoin, as the company is known, is positioning itself as a key player in the next wave of crypto infrastructure development. The backing from a notable political figure like Donald Trump adds a unique dimension to its market entry, drawing considerable attention from both the financial and political spheres. This association could translate into increased investor confidence and broader market acceptance, especially as the digital asset space continues to mature and attract mainstream investment. The company's focus on the mining sector taps into a critical component of the cryptocurrency ecosystem, as mining operations are fundamental to the security and decentralization of many digital currencies, including Bitcoin. The company's strategy appears to be centered on leveraging advanced technology and efficient operational models to maximize its mining output and profitability. In an industry characterized by intense competition and the constant need for technological upgrades to maintain a competitive edge, American Bitcoin's approach is crucial. Details surrounding their specific mining hardware, energy solutions, and expansion plans are keenly awaited by investors and industry observers alike. The prospect of utilizing more sustainable energy sources for mining operations is also a significant factor, given the increasing scrutiny on the environmental impact of the sector. Furthermore, the company's Nasdaq debut is expected to provide a substantial liquidity event for its early investors and stakeholders. It also opens up new avenues for capital raising, which will be vital for funding future growth initiatives, research and development, and potential acquisitions. The listing on a major stock exchange like Nasdaq not only enhances the company's profile, but also provides a regulated and transparent platform for public investment, appealing to a wider range of institutional and retail investors. Analysts are closely watching how American Bitcoin will navigate the volatile crypto market and regulatory landscape. Its ability to execute its business plan, manage operational costs, and adapt to technological advancements will be key determinants of its long-term success. The initial public offering, IPO, is anticipated to be a significant event, potentially attracting substantial retail interest due to the celebrity backing and the allure of the booming crypto mining industry. This development could signal a broader trend of established entities and well-funded startups entering the crypto mining space, seeking to capitalize on the increasing demand for digital assets. The market will be keen to see if American Bitcoin can live up to the hype and deliver on its promise of high growth, further solidifying its position as a leader in the digital asset mining sector. Now, what if I told you the momentum is shifting, and the second largest digital asset is actually starting to leave the biggest one in the dust? Stay with us. Ethereum's institutional surge, outpacing Bitcoin in 2025. The cryptocurrency market is in constant flux, and recent trends suggest a significant shift in institutional favor towards Ethereum, potentially positioning it to outperform Bitcoin in the coming year. While Bitcoin has long been the dominant narrative, Ethereum's robust ecosystem, technological advancements, and growing acceptance by institutional investors are creating a compelling case for its ascendancy. Ethereum, ETHUSD, has recently stabilized around the $4,561 mark after experiencing considerable volatility throughout August. This stabilization is largely attributed to sustained institutional inflows and strong on-chain activity, which collectively paint a bullish picture for the second-largest cryptocurrency. Despite August's turbulence, which saw prices fluctuate between $4,100 and $4,956, market analysts remain optimistic. Projections from prominent firms like Van Eck and Standard Chartered are forecasting aggressive price targets, with some anticipating Ethereum could reach $6,000 to $7,500 by the end of 2025, and even more ambitious targets of $15,000 in ultra-bullish scenarios. The recent dip below the $4,500 level tested its support, but the overall technical structure remains positive, with traders keenly watching for a potential retest of the $4,800.5000 resistance zone. Technically, Ethereum has been consolidating within an ascending channel pattern. Immediate support levels are identified between $4,500 and $4,525, with a more robust backing found at $400 The resistance at $4,750 is a key level to watch. A decisive close above this threshold could pave the way for a push towards the $5,000 mark. Momentum indicators suggest that Ethereum is not currently in overbought territory, as indicated by its Relative Strength Index, RSI, hovering near 54. Furthermore, the 20-day exponential moving average, EMA, and the 50-day EMA are aligned in a bullish formation, reinforcing positive sentiment. Options market data further bolster the bullish outlook. A significant $5 billion options expiry is scheduled for this week, with the open interest heavily skewed towards call options. This indicates that traders are actively positioning for an upward price movement. Specifically, there is $2.75 billion in open interest for calls compared to $2.25 billion for puts, giving bulls a theoretical 22% advantage. The options market suggests that Ethereum is expected to maintain its upward trajectory, with significant gains anticipated if prices move into the $4,850-$5,200 range, where calls would hold a substantial advantage over puts. This strong conviction from options traders underscores the renewed confidence in Ethereum's rally, especially given its 22% increase over the past month. On-chain metrics also support this optimistic bias. Whale accumulation has been a notable trend, evidenced by exchange withdrawals of ETH exceeding deposits by over 600,000 ETH in the last 4 days. A substantial $427 million ETH purchase by Bitmain further highlights institutional confidence. In contrast to Bitcoin, which has seen outflows from its ETFs, spot ETH ETFs have recorded nearly $900 million in net inflows this week. This divergence in ETF flows strongly suggests increasing institutional adoption and reinforces the narrative of Ethereum's growing strategic importance in crypto portfolios. Fundamentally, Ethereum's ecosystem continues to strengthen. Staking yields remain attractive, drawing in significant institutional capital. The Layer 2 scaling solutions, including Arbitrum, Optimism, and zk-Sync, are experiencing rapid growth in transaction volume and total value locked (TVL), significantly boosting network utility. Gas fees have stabilized, which is a positive development for broader adoption. Moreover, Ethereum's integration into traditional finance is becoming more pronounced, with firms like Van Eck referring to it as the Wall Street token due to its utility in stablecoin settlements. BlackRock's ETH ETF has already amassed over $17 billion in assets under management, and Standard Chartered's $7,500 year-end price target further underscores this institutional embrace. This shift is also reflected in broader market performance. Ethereum has demonstrably outperformed Bitcoin in recent months, surging over 200% from its April lows, compared to Bitcoin's approximately 45% gain during the same period. A significant whale investor, managing assets worth $11.4 billion, recently reallocated funds from Bitcoin to Ethereum, signaling a clear rotation of capital. With Bitcoin ETFs experiencing significant outflows, the accelerating inflows into Ethereum-linked products indicate that ETH is increasingly becoming a core holding in institutional portfolios. But while Ethereum is making waves, the very foundation of the digital asset world is preparing for a massive upgrade that could change everything. We're talking about stablecoins natively on Bitcoin and a viral presale that's already capturing millions. You won't want to miss this next story. Tether's Bitcoin leap and the hypermania. Prepare for a paradigm shift in how we interact with Bitcoin, as Tether, the world's largest stablecoin issuer, has officially announced its intention to launch USDT natively on the Bitcoin blockchain. This groundbreaking move will be facilitated through the innovative RGB protocol, a development that promises to unlock a new era of functionality and accessibility for Bitcoin users. The integration of USDT onto the Bitcoin blockchain via the RGB protocol signifies a monumental step forward, potentially reshaping the global perception of Bitcoin's capabilities. Historically, the Bitcoin blockchain has been primarily recognized for its role as a secure store of value and a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, with its functionality largely confined to basic value transfers. However, this new integration aims to broaden its horizons, enabling the native support of stablecoins and facilitating more complex, high-utility use cases directly on the network. The RGB protocol, which underpins this integration, operates on a client-side validation model. This approach ensures that smart contracts and token data are managed off-chain, thereby preserving Bitcoin's core principles of minimalism and scalability. This client-side validation allows for enhanced privacy and efficiency, making transactions more discreet and less burdensome on the main blockchain. RGB achieved its mainnet-ready status earlier this year with the release of version v0.11.1, empowering developers to issue and manage assets seamlessly, with these assets anchored to Bitcoin transactions. The RGB Protocol Association has hailed this as a strong signal for builders and institutions seeking private, scalable, and user-controlled asset rails on the world's most secure network. While a specific timeline for the launch of RGB-backed USDT has not yet been established, the announcement itself serves as a powerful indicator of the growing interest in expanding Bitcoin's programmability. This development is occurring concurrently with a surge in interest surrounding Bitcoin-native infrastructure projects, exemplified by the viral token presale of Bitcoin Hyper. This project, focused on building a Layer 2, L2 solution for Bitcoin, is rapidly approaching the $13 million mark in its presale, underscoring a clear market demand for more advanced functionalities beyond simple value storage. Bitcoin Hyper aims to bring Solana-level speed and real-time execution capabilities to the Bitcoin network without compromising its decentralized nature. By employing zero-knowledge rollups for enhanced scalability, it finalizes transactions on Bitcoin's Layer 1, ensuring robust security. Its canonical bridge enables trustless verification and cross-chain minting of wrapped BTC on the L2. The project is not merely in the conceptual phase. Its development team has already made significant strides, including completing core research on Bitcoin-compatible rollups, building early SVM prototypes within the rollup architecture, and designing developer tools. The growing traction of the Hyper presale, marked by recent large investments, such as a $161,000 purchase by a whale investor, indicates strong market confidence. Hyper tokens are designed for gas fees, application interactions, and reward distribution within the ecosystem. Its fixed supply of 21 billion tokens mirrors Bitcoin's scarcity model. Early participants in the presale are also incentivized with attractive, dynamic staking rewards, which decrease as more users join, rewarding early adopters. This confluence of events, Tether's planned integration, and the rapid growth of projects like Bitcoin Hyper, signals a transformative period for the Bitcoin ecosystem. As USDT prepares to leverage the RGB protocol on Bitcoin, projects like Hyper are pushing the boundaries by enabling smart contracts and high-throughput applications. For investors bullish on Bitcoin but seeking more accessible entry points into its next evolutionary phase, Bitcoin Hyper presents a compelling opportunity. As always, thorough research is paramount before making any investment decisions. Now, this is huge for Bitcoin, but what about the other major player in the crypto space? Institutional money is pouring in, and it's outperforming Bitcoin by a massive margin. We've got the full breakdown on why Ethereum is stealing the spotlight. Ethereum's dominance, institutional cash flows, and record inflows. In a significant turn of events for the cryptocurrency market, Ethereum is increasingly capturing institutional attention, demonstrating a powerful surge in adoption that is leading it to outperform Bitcoin. This trend is underscored by substantial institutional cash flows, record inflows into Ethereum-related investment products, and optimistic price targets from major financial institutions. Ethereum, ETHUSD, has recently shown remarkable resilience, stabilizing at approximately $4,561 following a period of August volatility. This recovery is bolstered by consistent institutional inflows and robust on-chain activity, signaling a strengthening bullish case for the second-largest digital asset. While the market experienced fluctuations, with ETH prices ranging between $4,100 and $4,956, analysts remain highly optimistic. Firms such as Van Eck and Standard Chartered have projected ambitious price targets, with expectations of reaching $6,000 to $7,500 by 2025 and even higher in more aggressive scenarios. The recent consolidation below the $4,500 mark has tested support levels, but the overall technical structure remains bullish, with anticipation building for a retest of the critical $4,750 $800 resistance zone. From a technical standpoint, Ethereum is consolidating within an ascending channel. Key support levels are identified at $4,500 $4,525, with a more significant floor at $4,400 $4,420. The resistance at $4,750 $800 is crucial. A decisive breach of this level could unlock a path towards the $5,000 mark. Technical indicators, including the RSI, suggest that ETH is not overbought, currently sitting near 54. The alignment of the 20-day EMA and 50-day EMA further supports a bullish outlook. Options market data provides additional evidence of bullish sentiment. A significant $5 billion options expiry is on the horizon, with open interest heavily favoring call options over put options. This imbalance suggests that traders are positioning for price appreciation. With $2.75 billion in open interest for calls versus $2.25 billion for puts, bulls have a notable advantage. The options market is pricing in scenarios where Ethereum maintains strength, even if prices experience minor dips. A move into the $4,850 $5,200 range could see calls gain substantial leverage, reflecting strong trader conviction. On-chain data further reinforces the positive sentiment. Whale accumulation has been observed, with a significant net withdrawal of ETH from exchanges, indicating that large holders are moving assets into self-custody. A substantial $427 million ETH purchase by Bitmain exemplifies this institutional confidence. Crucially, spot ETH ETFs have attracted nearly $900 million in net inflows this week. This stands in stark contrast to Bitcoin ETFs, which have experienced outflows, highlighting Ethereum's current outperformance and its growing appeal to institutional investors. These developments are rooted in Ethereum's fundamental strengths. Attractive staking yields continue to draw institutional capital, while the rapid expansion of Layer 2 scaling solutions like Arbitrum, Optimism, and zk Sync is boosting network utility and transaction volume. The stabilization of gas fees further encourages broader adoption. Ethereum's role in traditional finance is also expanding, with its infrastructure being recognized for stablecoin settlements. BlackRock's ETH ETF alone has amassed over $17 billion in assets, and forecasts from institutions like Standard Chartered, which has set a $7,500 year-end target, underscore the widespread institutional embrace. Ethereum's market performance has been exceptional, significantly outperforming Bitcoin. Since April, ETH has surged over 200%, while Bitcoin has seen gains of around 45%. This divergence is further emphasized by a large whale investor reportedly shifting $11.4 billion from Bitcoin to Ethereum, signaling a clear rotation of capital within the crypto market. The substantial outflows from Bitcoin ETFs, reportedly over $1 billion last week, further correlate with the accelerating inflows into Ethereum-linked products, positioning Ethereum as a core strategic asset in institutional portfolios. And that brings us to the end of today's crucial updates. We've seen major moves in mining, a potential shakeup in asset dominance, and groundbreaking integrations on the Bitcoin network. That's a wrap on today's explosive crypto news. We saw a major mining company debut on Nasdaq, Ethereum outshining Bitcoin with massive institutional inflows, Tether launching on Bitcoin via RGB, and Bitcoin hypers presale hitting new highs. Don't miss out on the next big move. Hit that like button, subscribe to Bitcoin Bulletin, ring the notification bell, drop a comment below, and follow us on all social platforms for real-time updates.